What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Addy
You
here.
got myself Ham, aka this AKA I'm about to say it. I shouldn't even say it because me and him would have never been in the same class or anything. But I'm saying AKA as if this is my alias, but I mean no disrespect to you, sir, knighthood, Mr. Masseuse, N'Golo Kante. I shouldn't. It's not even. I apologize in advance for even putting me and you in the same sentence. It's just this is what I do on the pod, and every week I have an AKA, and it couldn't go to anyone else. Yeah,
Igwe.
I'm gonna get to who it should have been. My G, my Spanish friend, David De Gea. You know my guy. That's my G right there, David De Gea. But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Manchester United fan.
You know, it's the other way around this week. It's a bad evening. It's a bad evening.
Okay, bad evening to Manchester United fans.
It's a bad evening.
I was gonna go the Chelsea route. I was gonna ease the boys into it, but fuck that. We're going straight to United.
Yeah, let's just go straight in.
So quickly, I'm gonna hand it over to T and Addy. They're gonna chat. I'm just saying, yeah. Obviously, as you don't know, I got bare United friends and whatnot, and obviously they know I do the pods. They hit me up regularly. They've always got questions and stuff, and they're always saying stuff. But this week was more my Arsenal friends. They're just like, Ham, you're too humble, and you don't really give it to them, man. You don't really give it to them, man, on a weekly. So this week, I want you to be on smoke, Ham. I want you to be on smoke. I said, don't worry. I want to see what the boys have to say first, and then I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna interject. So, boys, take it away.
Let's rewind that. Let's quick before we go into. Let's rewind that back. You're too humble because your team is making you humble.
No, it wasn't that.
Exactly.
About United. It was talking about too humble with United. Yeah. Because I don't really rip. I don't rip them apart in it. But this week, it's cool. Boys, take it away from me. Take it away.
Cool. Now you start, to be honest, because I think I might just go on for a while. I might just go off on a rant. You know me. Once I start, listen. This is what I got a message on my phone. They said, Ade has all the cheeky comments. Tom is always laughing. So they want to hear from both of you. They don't want to hear the cheeky comments, Ade. They want the truth, the honest truth.
All right. To be honest, I was gonna write it down in a book this week. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna write it down in a book this week. So I think there are three aspects, right? There's shout out to Villarreal, right? They got their tactics on point.
They're not half bad, are they?
Yeah, they got their tactics on point. Because if we talk about our complaints about United this season and the season before, it was that we can't break teams down. Like if you try and play us, we'll counterattack the shit out of you. But in terms of breaking teams down, we don't have that intricate passing. Like, you know, the Arsenal goals when you guys held Wiltshire, that intricate breaking of the
Wilshere, Ramsey,
the back line. Yeah, we don't have that, and we've always struggled with that. So that's one aspect, right? The second aspect was the players. They just didn't do enough, right? They didn't do enough. And then the third aspect was Ole. And I'm not going to say it's fully his fault. It's a combination of stuff. Me and Tommy spoke before the match, and we were like, we're happy he's going positive, like starting Pogba and Bruno in the middle of the park.
Would you say just quickly, Ade, that was your best team, bar Harry Maguire, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Best 11.
No complaints about complaints about the starting lineup. But my problem came when the game started and like second half and with the subs. So a couple of things with the subs. He took off Greenwood for who did he bring on? Fred. I did not understand that sub, right? It was him basically going back to what's safe, what I'm familiar with. I don't understand in any reason why Rashford stays on.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Rashford hasn't been great. Like, let's be honest, Rashford hasn't been great. Whether it's the injury, I'm not getting on his back.
He's carrying an injury
like that. Picking like the injury.
Yeah, it's obvious.
But that sub was just like, manager, what are you doing? Like, do you feel forced to make that particular sub? Because I would have taken Rashford off. But then you now took off Greenwood and then took off Rashford that was already ineffective to put him in a position that he's ineffective in. So it's just like you're just compounding everything already. So we already have issues, and you're adding to that, and then delaying the rest of the subs. So I'm not going to say they should sack him, right? You already know my view is that they should get rid of him, but I'm not going to say they should sack him because
No, but you've been consistent though. You didn't want him. You want him gone anyway, regardless.
You get me. So I'm not going to jump on that because of this match. He's performed how he should have done this season. We needed that trophy. He didn't get it, which is terrible. But then, like, you are definitely saying you trust nobody, absolutely nobody on the bench, because if you're taking off Greenwood, you need to put someone on that plays on the right. You need to bring on Dan James. Whether or not I feel he's quality, you need to bring someone that is competent in that position. You didn't do that, which is a big issue for me. You didn't bring on anyone else, which means you don't trust no one. So apart from the big ticket players that we're expecting this summer, they have to actually back him heavily to include subs. Because right now I just don't understand it. I sat here like looking at the match and thinking, fuck me. Like, you know, when you're sat and you're watching something, you're like, I don't feel as if the end of this night is going to end in a joyful way.
When did you start feeling like that?
Second half.
Okay.
Second half. Towards the second half, I was just like, yeah, this
might not end well.
Just like this might not end well. And then extra time started. I was thinking, yeah, this is definitely not looking good. And so obviously I was watching, and like my missus was sitting down, and then it got to the penalties, and I was just shaking. I was just shaking on the chair. Like, you know, when you've got the sofa, so I've got like a 4-seater, and I'm just sat on it by myself in the middle. And my legs are just... And as the penalties were going, and I was looking at De Gea, because I actually like De Gea, right? For the historic...
I love him too, Ade. I love him even more now.
Not for the same reason. Not for the same reason. But the historical stuff he's done for us, I have a lot of time for him. It's a shame things have turned out the way they have, but I've got a lot of time for him. So as the penalties were going on, I was just looking, I was like, bro, you're not even trying. You're not even trying. But then as it got to all the penalties were going in, I was thinking, I was like, I pray you're not the one that misses, because you've been shit. You've been shit. Like, you haven't even tried to save the penalties. But I can't save you. I can't save you if you're the one that now misses the penalty. And what happens? He misses the penalty. I'm just
my guy.
You know the thing about his penalty, yeah? He didn't even try to disguise it. He's letting that keeper know I'm putting it there. Because the way he shaped his body is like, I'm putting on the right. So you might as well start diving now.
They probably told homeboy, do you want to go home now?
I knew he was going there. My unborn kids knew he was going there. We all know he was going there.
Right, it was so poor. And it's a shame because there's some quality penalties in that. Your goalkeeper just use power, just blast into space. But what can you do? But yeah, I was literally gonna write everything down, but I think I've touched. But yeah, it was a horrible day. It was an absolute miserable day. And yeah, so we finished the season with nothing, basically. With nothing, with a sticker. with a sticker. Well done.
Yeah, not to be fair, I was like, I was gonna write everything down but I've talked about it quite a few times. Like, a lot of my friends have called me up, and I've probably talked about it far too many times this week. It's just boring now. It's a collective failure, to be honest with you. Collectively, it's a collective failure. So we start from like, we spoke before the game, and the starting lineup was great. Like, I was happy. I was thinking, are you sure it's Ollie that picked this team? Because this guy is going for it. I was more than happy with the starting lineup. But then, so the first thing is, Unai Emery I just feel like he totally outsmarted him. Like, and it's just to prove that Ollie's not good enough. Like, the starting lineup was great. No one's got any complaint about the starting lineup. But first half, so what Emery's obviously done is, he knows that we rely, as Ade said, we can't break teams down, right? And we rely on individual brilliance a lot of the time. So what he's done, all the players that always have these special moments for us, like Rashford and Greenwood. What he's done, yeah, he's double up on them. Every time they want to cut in or go down the line, he's double up. Same on both sides. He's not giving Cavani space to run into. And I think the problem in the first half was probably Bruno. This is where I think he let the team down because he was pretty much playing up top with Cavani, and you're playing it right into their hands because what they've done is they're saying, look, Pogba, you can have the ball, but try your best to try and find these guys because you're not finding them because they've left no room like at the in the back line. They're pretty much tight within the back line, compact. Second half come, you should think Ollie's going to change it, right? Yeah, I didn't think he'd done anything different. So first half wasn't his fault because he set his team out to go and win, which is great, but the players weren't good enough, and like they've worked us out. Second half, come out doing the same. But why Emery was so smart is obviously we've got the goal, and he knew that these players are going to get tired towards the end. So what does he do? He makes 5 substitutions in the second half to refresh the legs, and we're still playing with the same players, which didn't make sense. And okay, I know you're saying the players on the bench are not good enough here, but let's be real. Our starting 11 should be better than Villarreal. And the substitution that they're bringing on can't surely be better than players that we've got on the bench. And for someone that is made a legacy for being a super sub, you got to trust them. Like for somebody that has made a legacy of being a super sub, right? And funny enough, before the game, he said, I think someone asked him about his substitution. Are they ready? Or he told them, he said, look, they're going to be disappointed that they're not starting, but I want them to be disappointed because when I call up on them, I want them to be ready. You're not calling up them.
They were ready in the 120th minute.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like for someone that's made his name as a super sub, how the hell are you not making substitution? And this is just Ollie for like, this epitomized Ollie as a manager and epitomized Ollie's whole season. He loves to play it safe because we spoke about this. City's we lost one more game than City, right? Because we have so many draws, he plays it safe all the time. He's happy to take the draws. He doesn't take risk. He honestly don't take risk because you haven't given, Emery is basically putting all his cards on the table, he's dealt his cards, and he's basically telling you, you try and counter that. And Ollie hasn't done nothing about it. He used all these substitution and you're just watching. Give him something to think about. Take off a right back, take off a defender, something, just do something different, bro. It's just, bro, it was so frustrating to watch, and that defeat says a lot about him, and that defeat, it changes my whole perspective of the season, because at the beginning of the season, I wanted a trophy and top 4, right? We got top 4, but the reason why that defeat just changed the whole perspective of the season, because I've been complaining about this since last season. I was saying that to you guys. The longer we go without a trophy, the harder it becomes. And the harder it will become for him to convince these players that they can win the trophy. So his job is a lot. If he thinks his job is like harder now, is going into the season is going to be a lot harder, because how do they get over this barrier that we can get over the line? Just like
we could become Spurs, basically.
It becomes Spurs. It becomes like the Man City in the Champions League. We become like the PSG in the Champions League, because you have the players, but getting over this mental obstacle of we can make it to the next round, or we can win this trophy. It becomes harder. It becomes harder, and his job is, if he thought his job was like hard before, it comes 10 times harder now. Because these boys are now gone 4 years without a trophy. And the longer it goes, the harder it becomes, because the managers before him, as bad as we say they are, they've won the trophy, right? And the best opportunity, you're not going to get, no disrespect to Villarreal, there was quality on the day, and they were great on the day, they deserve to win that match, but you're not going to get a better chance to win a final. I doubt we're going to be able to face an opposition like Villarreal again in a final. Like, we're not going to get that. This is his best opportunity. Last year you flopped in the semi-finals, and this year, yes, you got over to hurdle this year. You got to the final, but you're not going to get that better opportunity. So he's
Another 3 years, he'll win it.
So it's like,
Another 3 years.
Amen.
As I said,
5-year
Amen.
contract.
and what this is his third year, right? It's almost 3 years. He's had a long, so you have to start accessing his whole tenure at United now, right now. 3 years, almost 3 years in the job. What has he done that the others hasn't done? The only thing is, like, at the moment, the only thing I can say.
Tom, just a quick interject. I was with United fans yesterday. You know them, Coyens brothers and that. A lot of them are United fans, and they said, yeah. I said Arsenal and United done the same thing this season. We didn't win anything. Yeah, they told me that United have progress. So that's what Ollie's done. So in their defense, in Ollie's defense, progress. I want you to know what you guys thought about that.
Yeah, no, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. You already know my thoughts about.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't, as you said, all fans are different. I can't knock them for their thoughts about progress.
But there was another United fan on his defense, and he was just like, they were arguing amongst each other. He's like, how can you call progress when we had Mourinho and Mourinho got us the League Cup and the Europa League? But then Ollie's not won anything, but then you want to call it progress.
And I've said that, bro. I think I can't emphasize that enough. I've said that time and time again on this podcast. I've said that he has not done anything that the rest haven't done. So we can't. The only thing he's brought to United, and I think you guys emphasize on this, is that good feel factor. He's brought the players to feel like he's managed.
Yeah, feel good factor. Yeah.
He's managed.
It's a goal for, and people may
exactly. He's managed to.
He's brought the players on side basically. So Mourinho's kind of shafted him, and he's brought the players on side.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say, Ham. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's the only thing he's brought to the team, but that's not good enough, bro. Like, let's be real. Let's be honest.
That's not what
we're here for. Not for you to let the players feel good. Even the players themselves should understand that that's not what it's all about. We're not here for that. We're not here for you to, like, you've been 3 years now. There's no more, he's inexperienced, all these excuses like that a lot of people have used for made for him. It's all gone out the window now. That's all gone out the window. You have not done anything that the others haven't done. And it's plain and simple. So we're back to where we were last season, pretty much. So I think when we had this discussion last season, I said, you know what? They should let him go right now. I said that last season. And that hasn't changed. Obviously, last week, before the final, because I thought we was going to win the final, I'll be honest with you, I thought we was going to win this final. Because as I said, there's no better opportunity. But maybe it's slightly a blessing in disguise that we haven't won this final. Because if we did, then we'd be paying over the cracks again. It might be. I honestly don't know. And I was willing to, like, if we won that final, I was willing to go into next season and giving it a chance and say, you know what? He's won the final now. He's won the trophy. We can't complain anymore about this guy. Let him go into next season and see what he can do with some new players. He hasn't got over the line. He honestly hasn't got over the line. Like, as much, there's no backing him, to be honest with you. There is absolutely no backing him. Everything we've said, you have the time. You've had more time than Mourinho and Van Gaal. And these are experienced managers that want stuff. You've had more time than them. And let's just go. Obviously, we're going to talk about Chelsea now, right? As much as you might say Abramovich is harsh, he's been consistent with his decision making. And he has worked for him.
And they're about to take over the world.
Bro, do you understand what I'm saying? And we're still stuck on giving Ollie a chance. It's on. Bro, my biggest worry is the job has become 10 times harder now for him. That's the worry. The job has become the job has become harder. So forget giving him a chance, forget what's happened in the past. What has happened in the final now, the job has become too hard for him. So there's no, like, give him a chance anymore, or there's no...
And that's why he's getting a 3-year deal, Tom. That's why it's mad.
So he's mad. So he's going to get the 3-year deal.
He's getting a 3-year deal, Addy. You know they're 100% slapping him a new deal, right?
Yeah.
100% slapping him a new deal.
I know the thing is, when we were talking last week, I said literally, if you'd given me the option that day, last week when we were recording, I said, if they swap him, I'll take it. Right. But I'll give him the grade that I gave him, but not winning the final. And I think it's the way we didn't win the final. If it was that he did everything he could and we didn't win, You just have to put your hands up,
And
right? But how like the starting lineup's cool, but then for the rest of the 120 minutes, I'm like, who the hell is this man? You might as well just put the iPad in charge of the
she said
team.
that is the way too, right? Because if we lost the final the way we lost to Seville last year, I'll probably take that. Because Seville last year, we went all out. We just missed a lot of chances against Seville. But it's the way. And let's be real. He's been outsmart by, you have to give credit to Unai Emery, bro. Give credit to that man. He is totally outsmart Ollie. And
he's a better manager, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. 100%. And this is where it boils down to, right? Unai Emery is managed to make the most of a Seville and Villarreal squad that shouldn't be there. And
they should be nowhere near that trophy.
There should be nowhere near that trophy. And you've got the best, you've got all the resources available to you. It just proves that you're not a good manager. Let's be honest. Is that plain and simple?
Well, remember what I said last season when we were playing, I think it was after the restart, and I said, Seville's an option. And obviously we were all like, they're not one of the better teams. But there's some teams that when you've won something enough times, you just feel as if it's your right. Like Real Madrid, all those times were not the best team. Bro. But they're like, no, this is our trophy. We're just going to go and take it from you guys.
Bro, and that is it. And this is exactly, you got it spot on. This, and I was going to use that same example, is exactly what I mean about the mental barrier. Yeah. Because with Real Madrid, it's like, they get into those situations, the Real Madrid, the Bayern Munich, you always see them in the latter stages of the tournament. Kind of like when we talk about international football, like the Italy's, the Germany, you expect to see them in the latter stages because it's embedded in them. They fully know that this is our tournament. We have to get there. So it don't matter what the opposition throws at us, they never get nervous. They will never get nervous because they know what it takes to win those tournaments. But the longer you go without it, it's like Liverpool, the longer they go without winning the Premier League, the harder it becomes. And Arsenal went through the same thing. The longer you went without winning the trophy, the harder it becomes. Like when you lost to like Birmingham in the final of that League Cup, it gets harder. It gets harder. And it honestly gets harder trying to convince the players that, trying to get them up the following season. And then...
No, Wednesday was miserable,
it was, bro. It honestly was.
I woke up on Thursday morning. You know what?
Wait, Ade, for who? Be clear. Don't be making sweeping statements like that. Wednesday wasn't miserable for me. It wasn't miserable. I know, and it will never be miserable for me. It wasn't miserable.
I woke up on Thursday. I was like, did it really happen last night?
It did.
Check my phone. It's Thursday. Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. It was horrible, man. It was horrible to watch.
Well, we're gonna go through it again because what annoys me is, right, as we say, he doesn't trust the people on the bench. But the reality, another manager will make use of the people on the bench. So obviously you've got Van der Beek. The issue's been, we've been saying it from the beginning of the season, maybe he just doesn't want him.
He's not his player, innit?
He's not his player. And then the type of player we needed on that day was someone that can unlock a defense, which someone like Mata can do. But then the problem you've got with Mata is that he doesn't play regularly, because Mata would have played. Even though he was the type of player we needed, he wouldn't have done well and people would have cussed him. But when someone's not playing regularly, they can't play at their peak. So it was just never gonna,
Like, think about it, if you think about it, like with United, like you've come from a manager where he absolutely makes use of every substitution he's got. Players in United have just made a name as a substitution and left the club. Do you know what I mean? We know Macheda we can never forget Macheda's name because of that goal he scored against Villa. In the Champions League final that you played in, United finished the game with 4 strikers on the pitch. Think about that, deep it. And then you come from that to not doing, you left, bro, change it. It could have done absolutely anything. Even if he's saying he doesn't want to take off Rashford, he wants to leave all of them there on, right? Take off a right back, put on Daniel James as right back. Even if you don't want to make a sub, tell one of the centre backs to go and stay up front. Give the opposition something to think about. Put the centre back, tell Lindelof to go up top, or basically just give them something to think about. He didn't do anything. You're trying the same old thing. And then what Emery's done is he probably understood that, look, my boys can't sustain this pressure for 90 minutes. but he made use of that 5 sub. He made 5 sub in the second half. The first sub he made, he took off a striker to bring on a defensive midfielder. That's just.
And in extra time, they were better than us.
They still had the legs in extra time.
They were better than us.
Now,
I remember we've mentioned this a few times that it's as if he picks the team and just said, "Go play football,
lads.
See you guys."
And it's just horrible. And I said, like, just to take away from him, the players were disappointing on the day too. To be honest with you, I'll be honest, the players were disappointing.
I can't think of a single United player that I thought. McTominay maybe, but I can't think of anyone else.
McTominay, maybe the left back, and Cavani because he scored a goal. Apart from them 3, I can't. I can't think for absolutely no one else. It was poor.
It was poor. It was very poor. It was very poor.
All of them. So, and this is the point. Like, if you can't get these players up for a final, what really can you get them up for? And I've said it too before, and I've also said this before too, that it's as if when you don't expect anything from him, he knows how to get them performing. And as soon as we have an expectation, he just never does anything.
The contract's already in the bag. He doesn't need to do nothing. It's only when there's a contract on the line.
Yeah, like it's poor, man. Like they just got to be savage, and like, but they're not going to do it. I'm not going to think of it. I was saying there's got to go. There's got to be savage. And just before I round up, I'm taking my tally back last week. What did I give him? 7?
Yeah, you gave him 7.
Yeah, changing it to 5.
Docked him 2 points, bro.
Yeah, I didn't tell you last week.
No, you said you're gonna see. Yeah, you said you're gonna see. I just want to say I think I gave him 10 last week, innit? I said 10 out of 10.
You're gonna give him 11 now, innit?
No. 11 is not even enough. I'm giving him 100 over 100. My guy, only Ade. You see, as I was watching the match, I told Tom, so mine's gonna be quick, innit? I'm not really gonna go into it. I was watching the game, but I was on the phone, innit? So I'm on the phone, but I'm watching the game, but I'm not really watching the game. It's United Villarreal, innit? So I'm already thinking United are gonna win, innit? I'm just upset that I have to come on the podcast with you 2 idiots and then talk about it. Yeah? But I'm not fully paying attention to the game. I'm watching it. United score. Oh, fucking it. Yeah. I mean, they score. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, babe. Yeah, I'm listening, but I might not be listening as much as I was listening before because Villarreal, we have a lead to hold now. Yeah. So then, anyway, it's halftime. Okay, cool. So I'm concentrating on the phone call. Boom, boom, boom. United score is 1, and I thought, okay, fuck it. United are gonna go and win it because this is United, innit? Second half mentality monsters. What Liverpool used to call themselves. This is Ollie, innit? You know, Ollie does his thing. Halftime, boom. United come from behind and win. So I'm not really paying attention. Then, it's still 1-1 at 90 minutes. What's happening? And I didn't see no subs. I was like, okay, cool. Babe, yeah, let's carry on the conversation. But I'm gonna do a little less talking now because it's extra time, innit? Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, half an hour, innit? I mean, okay, cool. United are gonna score extra time. United are gonna win it. This whole time, the whole game at Tom, I'm thinking United are still gonna win it. It's United, whether they make
for that penalty, innit?
Whether they make sub or not, yeah. United just need a chance. Bruno just needs someone to get fouled in the box. He's scoring. It's Cavani needs half a chance. He's scoring. It's a goal. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then when they went to penalties, babe, I'm gonna call you back. I need full concentration. Full concentration right now. Okay. Then I just saw the penalties going bam, one, bam. Everyone was just going in. I was thinking, fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. Someone missed something. Boom. Then as soon as I saw David De Gea stepping up, I was just like, my guy, the guy that they dropped for Dean Henderson, the guy that's on 350k a week, and you, man, have not you lot, but I'm just saying, bare United fans have rubbished him. Not good enough. Get him out of the club. Dean needs to be number 1. That's who you want to come out and win the trophy for you. He probably said, fuck you lot. You lot have marginalized me. Take this penalty. And as Tom said, he didn't even put any disguise on it. He said, I'm going there and I want you to save it because I don't want these idiots to win. And then, by the way, I don't even want to be here next season. So hopefully this has just compounded everything.
Yeah, well, it was just terrible, man. Terrible, but hey.
But there's some quality penalties, though.
Yeah, I reckon. I didn't think it was. I think it was like
Raul Abiol's penalty.
I think
there was certain man putting it top hand corner in the sudden death.
I think each team had like 3. Each team had like 3 quality, and I think there's others like the rest. The keeper should have both keepers should have saved.
All of Villarreal basically didn't. De didn't try and save any, but Raul Abiol's penalty. I was watching it, that it sold me. It sold my eyes. My eyes went one way. The keeper went another way. The ball went another way. From a centre back as well, I'm like, nah.
De Gea was diving 2 seconds before they even kicking the ball. Like the guy was
I'm
just
telling you, the
He
guy's
was
appalled.
jumping first.
Bro,
The guy's
He was
appalled.
taking a piss.
he was atrocious,
Yeah,
man. He was
we
playing
shouldn't even talk
against us.
about him. We shouldn't even talk about
He
him.
was atrocious, man. He was playing against us on that day, man.
Yeah.
But
No, I love you. I love you, David De Gea,
He'll
man.
just bend down and be like, oh, it's gone in. Okay, cool. Next
cool.
one. But it is what it is anyway.
It is what it is.
Join the club. Villarreal, join us. Ade, Tommy, join us.
In regards to like anything else we need to discuss, to be honest, let's just move on from this one.
No, we just give Unai Emery flowers, innit?
Yeah, no, like top.
Give him his flowers.
Yeah,
Like,
100%,
100%, man. He's a top manager.
He owns the trophy.
I think that's Villarreal's first European trophy, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. I think that's their first in history.
Yeah.
So,
They're 100%.
Yeah, big them up.
We got
Listen,
bro.
How many finals has
just
he
the one, I
lost?
think it was just the one that we was
Europa
the one
League,
with us, you know.
Just the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Just the one.
Fuck me.
Because I think he beat Liverpool in the final too, right?
Yeah, he beat Liverpool 3-1.
Yeah. Solid guy.
Solid. And what?
And it's just I mean, it's lit that he won it, yeah. That he won it with Sevilla, but I think this one is more impressive because it's Villarreal. We don't associate.
100%.
You know what I associate with Villarreal? One of my favorite all-time footballers, Juan Roman Riquelme. That's the only thing I associate with them. And obviously, my boy went there to play a couple seasons ago, Santi Cazorla. But we don't associate nothing with them. Obviously, we beat them in the semi-final on the way to the final, the one that we lost to Barca. But you don't associate, even in the league, you don't associate them even trying to
finished
come
7th.
Yeah, so
They were in Europa Conference. They did first.
And now they're in the Champions League. Now they're in the Champions
League. Yeah. Well done to him, man. He's a top manager, to be honest with you. Talking about Villarreal, talking about Unai Emery, the other PSG manager. So that was sacked. So the first PSG manager that got sacked before Tuchel won the Europa League. Then Tuchel got sacked. What does he do? Win the Champions League. So what's going on with PSG, where they're just sacking all these guys to go and win trophies elsewhere? What do you guys think about the game, man? What do you think about the game? Champions League final. Well, first of all, what do you think of Pep's lineup?
I saw it. I saw it. Me and Stilts, me and my boy was watching the game in the car, so we saw the lineup come through, and it was going somewhere. We see it, and I thought, I looked at Stilts as he's driving. I said, "Bro, Guardiola's not playing no DM." And obviously, and he's starting Raheem. This is the first two things I said.
Yeah.
He's not starting no DM, but me loving Pep, following Pep his whole career as a player and a manager, I think him losing to Tuchel twice, the way he lost, he's saying, we're going to monopolize the ball anyway. So I'm not going to go over DM because we're going to have the ball anyway. So I'm going to go over another midfielder, innit? So that's why. So I think that's why he's done that. And cool, people can say whether it's wrong or right or not, but I could almost understand that, yeah, because of obviously he's lost to Tuchel twice already in the season, and he's played a DM and they lost. So people can say, "Oh, I should have played a DM," but he's done that already twice and they lost. So he tried something different. I don't know where you lot stand this. I couldn't understand for the life of me why Raheem was starting. Just for the life of me, I can't understand why Raheem was starting.
That stuck out.
I just
driving home, and they were like, "Oh, there's only 2 changes to the team that played against." I can't remember which team they said, and they named the 2
probably
players.
Everton, the last game they played.
So they said Everton, and then they named the 2 players, and I was thinking, doesn't that mean Raheem is playing? Literally, that's what came to mind. Like, doesn't that mean Raheem is playing? Why would he be starting this game? Literally, that's what came to mind.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the starting lineup at all. I'm with Han. Like they've beaten you twice already. You've got to try something different. I think he did that with Liverpool a couple of seasons ago when I think Liverpool was beating them away from home, and Liverpool, and he just wanted to dominate the ball. And then I think he just played 3 attacking midfielders in the midfield. I think he played Gundogan, KDB, and what's the name? Silva.
Probably, but yeah,
Bernardo. Yeah. So he's done that before. So I wasn't really surprised, even with the Raheem stuff. I didn't really mind it, to be honest, because
he's been poor.
He hasn't been on form. Like,
in the Champions League final,
start someone.
Yeah, I didn't get
that. I don't personally.
I was maybe just me. I didn't really mind it, to be honest.
That Raheem part, like the DM part, was surprising, but Raheem starting was like, Why?
I'm
Oh.
guessing. I'm seeing. I think
Whoa.
I'm guessing what he was trying is like he needed someone to make runs in behind because a lot of like when you play when you're playing Chelsea, a lot of the players he's got are Richie going to play in front of Chelsea. No one apart from Raheem is going to make that run in behind. So that's the only thing I can understand. And I think, and if you watch the game, Raheem tried his very best to make those runs. But Reece James was on ball.
Raheem had no success. Pep took him
No
off.
success.
And that's the problem. You're playing someone that's not in form.
It's not in form. It's not a champ. For me,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a Champions League final that we say.
I get what you're saying.
Go and rectify your season. No.
Go and wreck.
He can come on. Raheem can come on. I'm not saying don't like you guys said about your team. He's got to make subs. And with Man City, they don't lack options. Okay, you guys might. They don't lack options.
Yeah.
Raheem can come on with 15 to 20 minutes to go if the game's not working out. That Champions League final against that Chelsea team, if it's an informed Raheem or Raheem of 2 years ago and last year, by all means he starts the game because he's on a tear. He's doing 20 and 10 every year, 20 goals, 10 assists. He's doing it. This season has been his worst season, and it's understandable. Players' career is gonna go up, down, up. He's going down at the moment, isn't it? Which is fine. No one's saying he's gonna stay there forever. But for the life of me, I didn't understand it.
It's like picking Orba. It's like picking Orba last game of the season and making him your fantasy captain, saying that
he should score.
He should.
But he's had a poor season.
He should score.
It's one of those like as a manager you got to take risks sometimes. He either work or he doesn't.
No, I get it. 100%.
I see it because, as I said, the only explanation to it because you can see what he was trying to do in the match was to make the runs in behind Reece James, but it didn't work.
Like, put me on the pitch.
I'll play Jesus. I would have started Jesus.
Maybe start Jesus
or even Torres, bro.
But I clearly see what he's trying to do. But if it works, then we won't have a conversation. But because it didn't work, that's why we're having this conversation. And Raheem hasn't been on form.
It'll still be a surprise because I think the element is like for me, it was. Before they kicked off, it was a surprise that you put someone that's not in form out. So this conversation would have been, it worked.
We would have still had it. We would have still had it. We would have still had the conversation.
We would have still had it because picking him was like the biggest shock to me. It was the biggest shock. It was even.
And I'm not laying their defeat at Raheem
on him.
I'm not saying that it was. I'm not saying that it was therefore it was a game. The game basically Chelsea Tuchel said, "I'm not fixing something that isn't broke." So this is how we're playing, boys. We played them twice already. We've beaten them twice. We're doing exactly the same thing, and we're going to win the game. Because all we need a chance. We have a chance, we take it. And once we go ahead, they don't score. Simple. They don't score. Because he goes with 5, and with the 5, it turns into a 7. When they go ahead, it's 5 plus Jorginho and Kante don't go nowhere. So it becomes a 7. It becomes a wall of 7.
Yeah, it's done.
So it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. As soon as they went 1-0 up, because I didn't see the goal, I got to where I was going, and I think I was in another room. So I've come in, and then I've seen as the goals go down. As soon as I saw it's 1-0, I looked at my bridge and I said, "Bro, it's a wrap. City not coming back into the game."